So, back for another episode of Believe in Boyt with this DONDOZO team. I guess there's a DONDOZO there, but the point of this team was that you were making use of the soak with the Tatsugiri. So I did want to try out a DONDOZO, so I have built this team, but with the Tatsugiri as the main thing in mind. DONDOZO is there, and can definitely be a thing, but the point was the soak. So I've got it paired with the Band and Meowscarada. I've got it paired with the Baxcalibur, that is going to be the electric type, of course. I promise the next team won't have Baxcalibur, but it made sense on this team because I wanted to Dragon Lance so that I could still underspeed the Tatsugiri at +1 and then still be able to go for a Soak and Electric Terra Blast. The same logic applies to Volcarona. I can Quiver Dance. I'm still slower than the Tatsugiri, so I can go for a Soak plus a Grass boost or Terra Grass boosted Giga Drain as well. There is also a Medicham there, because I wanted to use a Medicham, and I felt like I needed Fake Out somewhere on the team. It also gives me Trick Room, so that because DONDOZO is pretty slow, I've gone for bulk rather than speed. I can make use of DONDOZO even in a slow environment with the Trick Room, even if I don't get the Tatsugiri. I have Zen's Headbutt over the Medicham. I do recommend Psycho Cut instead, but when I initially made the team, it was just the very first thoughts, oh, here's Medicham. I just went with Zen Headbutt because that was strongest. I've done a little bit of testing with Medicham, and I have now concluded that Psycho Cut is better because I don't like missing my moves. I missed quite a few Zen Headbutts already when I've used Medicham. If you want the extra power, go with Zen Headbutt, and when I did initially send this team to Seo George, I'm going to go with the pronunciation, sorry if that's wrong, but thank you to Seo George for getting the Mons in game. I did initially have Zen Headbutt, so Zen Headbutt it is. I'm just not going to miss. Let's get into some games. Lilycole, of course. I am Chesterberry on the DONDOZO, so that doesn't concern me as much, actually, to be fair. But I need to have broken the Focus Sash first, because then I can't just go for attack with DONDOZO, because then they can survive on the Sash and then Sleep Powder me again. So Medicham isn't that great because of the Frigoraph. And the fact that they could be Covert Cloak on the Lilligant, my recommended item. Yeah, this should be fine with DONDOZO, so long as I take care of the Lilligant. So I will go with, I think Baxcalibur is still very reasonable to go with. I'm going to go with Medicham and Baxcalibur. And I will... Oh, Volcarona's fine. But I think I do want the DONDOZO in the back. Even though I said at the beginning, this is not a DONDOZO team, it's just the soak stuff. Instead, DONDOZO's in the back. I wonder how many times I'm going to default to that. But DONDOZO seems very good if Lilligant is taken care of. And even if it's not, all I need is the Sash broken. That's it. As long as there is no Sash on Lilligant, DONDOZO looks like it could 4v1 this team. There's no Lilligant, so this is likely to be Trick Room. However, is this my updated spread on the Baxcalibur? It is. So, they cannot Final Gambit KO me. I am doubling into this for a graph with Icicle Spear and with Close Combat. They cannot KO me. Because I survive. It has a 5 base high HP more than Annihilate. So, perfectly count for this will KO. Medicham almost did it on its own. Fair enough. But yes, that's one of the big reasons why I updated the Baxcalibur spread. Because then you can survive Final Gambit. It's one of the few Pokemon in the format. Like, not many Pokemon have more than 110 base HP. Baxcalibur is one of them. I'm bulking mine out. I might as well have bulked it out to survive the Final Gambit for exactly this situation. Like, I'm so sorted right now. King Gambit, fine. Like, Sash is not broken on Medicham. Torkoal, assumingly. Oh, it's Dragonite, let's be fair. Okay, it's Dragonite. But, yeah, that's fine. Because now it's Supreme Overlord, so it's a little bit stronger. But I will now close combat to the King Gambit. I will now attempt to Icicle Spear the Dragonite. Assumedly lose my Dragonites, not Dragonite, the Baxcalibur to the Extreme Speed. But that is pretty decent. I was concerned about Lilycole, and neither of them are here. But that was still a good start, though. Still a very good start. Might be worth going for Close Combat into Dragonite in case they Terra into that, but they don't need to have Terra'd to get the Extreme Speed KO on Baxcalibur, so they don't need to have Terra'd normals this turn. If they are Choice Band, then, you know, it's reasonable to, but it's Dark. Don't know what Dark's for on Dragonite. That's an interesting one. Alright, good protect, good protect. They still have Extreme Speed? No extreme speeds. Am I faster? Probably not, because I don't have that much speed. But neither do they, so this is going to be a nice chunk. Was that multi-scale? That was multi-scale. That first hit was multi-scale, so they're not inner focus. Inner focus is significantly better than multi-scale in my opinion. Okay, I'm down to my sash, so now they can get a double KO with extreme speed and sucker punch. If I could call which one it is, I could double switch out into DONDOZO. And that would preserve Fake Out as well. And I am confident, based on that Icicle Spear damage, they are not inner focus. So, I'm going to switch out into Tatsugiri with this lot. And I'm going to switch out into DONDOZO with this lot. Because I expect the extreme speed to go onto the Medicham. I don't think it makes much difference. Like, they should be going for one or the other. But, you know. So long, like, if they extreme speed the DONDOZO, then fair enough. I'll take a bit of chip, but they are not normal type. And then we have to sit through the boosting of the Omni Boost. And I can safely EQ as well, because they're not a flying type now. Yeah, there's extreme speed into Tatsugiri. Got it the right way around, and Sucker Punch. Perfect. So, that was the correct way of switching around. I'm glad with that, because I didn't take unnecessary chip. And here's an Earthquake. I don't need to Terrasilize. Yeah, there's no need to Terrasilize. Yep, so there's Sucker Punch. Yeah, not much at all. And there was no extreme speed. Is this going to KO? Don't think so. Kingambit's got pretty good defense. Yeah, and not even the Dragonite as well. Fair enough. But I will simply EQ again. I mean, objectively the best play there was probably Rest, because they're going for extreme speed and Sucker Punch, because they have to. And then I'd avoided the Sucker Punch, but okay, they're not going for that play. That's fine. And they're not even extreme speeding, so not even going for the double crit with extreme speed and Sucker Punch. Fair enough. But I'm still very sorted. Like, that turn 1 was very good for me. The fact that it was not Lilicol in the back, or not even Torkoal, gave them a slim chance, but even still, I had DONDOZO waiting in the back. So even if I didn't double switch, I still won the game, because this was exactly the position that I would have been in if I'd have still lost Medicham and Baxcalibur. So, might have been unnecessary to switch and risk taking extra extreme speed chip, and then maybe put myself in crit range of things, but it doesn't particularly matter. It's just, like, I do highly recommend updating the Baxcalibur spreads if you are using that amazing Pokemon to survive Annihilate Spina Gamut, because you can see exactly why just then. Okay, so, like, Garchomp, Gardevoir, and Gyarados, like, after it won Worlds in 2014 with the Pachirisu, that still seems to be a core. It makes sense, like, it does work. It works in every format it goes in. But it's still strange to still see them paired together. Right, so, they do have Murkrow. Murkrow is public enemy number 1 of DONDOZO. However, Baxcalibur can very much deal with that. So, if I go with Medicham, I can just fake out an Icicle Spear, KO the Murkrow. As soon as Murkrow is taken care of, DONDOZO can sweep. Once again, because of Chesto Berry, I can take on the Breloom pretty safely. I don't outspeed Breloom with the amount of speed investment I have, though. But I still like Baxcalibur. Like, I'm still defaulting to Baxcalibur, but it's been proving itself across all these videos. Like, Baxcalibur has been doing very well. I'm going to go Medicham Baxcalibur. Well, Corona is not that great. I am not going to bring DONDOZO. I'm going to bring Tatsugiri and Meowscarada in the back. Because like I said, this is not supposed to be a DONDOZO team. Like, I'm going to have Soak waiting in the back. So, the Murkrow is not going to be as efficient. It can very much Tailwind, but if I fake out an Icicle Spirit, then there is no Tailwind, then maybe Tatsugiri and Meowscarada sweeps. Who knows? I need to update my trainer card. No Murkrow straight away, that's fair enough. So, usually it is Scarf on the Gardevoir. I would not outspeed a Scarf Gardevoir if I go for a Dragon Dance. Gardevoir, being Scarf Gardevoir would be one of the biggest threats to my Tatsugiri and Meowscarada waiting in the back. So I am just going to double into this Gardevoir and KO it immediately. I am content with my choice. Look at that damage. That was just fake out. That was a good start. Yeah, look at that. Only 3 is necessary. 4 is still necessary. But I'm guaranteed 4, so loaded dice is still busted. That was a good start. Didn't really respect Dragon Dance either, but I will take that. Because Sash is still intact on Medicham as well. That's very good. Because I can Scarf Draco the Garchomp whenever I want at this point. There is Breloom, okay. So I can be spoiled with Baxcalibur. Surely that is the choice that you would go for. My Meowscarada survives a Mach Punch, so is it worth just allowing the Spore to happen? Yeah, so long as I'm going for Close Combat because it's 100% accurate. I would have gone for Psycho Cut if I had it, but I'm just going to double into this Breloom. Because again, that's a threat to Meowscarada waiting in the back. Assumingly they have Murkrow waiting in the back. But is this going to be the Garchomp and it's going to be some kind of defensive one, or is it just ground? It is Steel. Okay, so it is a defensive one. So if I went for Close Combat into that slot, I'd have been sorted. But all I need is... yes, it's going to be going ahead into the Medicham. No, it's not. That did not KO. Are they going for Spore? They are Sash, so that's fair enough. But are they going for Spore? They should be going for Spore, right? They do not outspeed my Baxcalibur. They are an adamant Breloom. I'm content with that. That is perfectly fine with me. So, assumedly it's Murkrow in the back, because, you know, I have a Dondozo. So, this is where I go for Trick Room and Protect. Even though I have... Even though I have... Tatsugiri and Meowscarada wing in the back. No, because I can just KO the Garchomp here. If I go for the double attack like this, I should get a KO. Unless the Murkrow still outspeeds my Baxcalibur, and they go for a Protect and Foul Play into my Baxcalibur. But then if they do that, then I get the paid switch into my Meowscarada for free. I don't know why I said paid switch for free, but you know. It's a paid switch. So there's the Protect, that's fair enough. But they have to also outspeed my Baxcalibur and be not clicking Tailwind. Medicham outspeeding is a good start. And Baxcalibur outspeeding Murkrow is also very good. So, that is going to be a guaranteed KO. So, no Dondozo necessary at all. And Baxcalibur still just proving itself. But Medicham is still super sweet. Like, I think Medicham has a huge place in this format. Like, I definitely stand by my A ranking of Medicham. And the guide for Medicham is out now, so if you want to go and check that out, then feel free. But yeah, because I can, they probably won't let me. They're probably going to forfeit. But I'm going to terrestrialize to see if I get a thumbnail of a Medicham. But no, I will not. Unfortunate. But yeah, Medicham has a lot of potential. Baxcalibur is still very busted. Okay, so reasonably standard Sun team. Looking out for their Dondozo counter, and it seems to be the Meowscarada, but I'll turn into a dragon. Like, Dondozo looks like it just goes in. Like, that's my honest opinion here. It just looks like Dondozo is just going to have a field day. I'm sure we will find out where the Dondozo, or the surprise Dondozo counters are going to be, but I don't really see an issue here. So I'm going to lead with Meowscarada and Dondozo. With Tatsugiri waiting in the back. And finally, back Scarlet because it's busted. Back Scarlet because it's busted. Probably could have brought Medicham, but there we go. Meowscarada lead would be... actually, no, I'm thinking about it. Meowscarada lead's a bit awkward because I don't have a max speed. So then that means that going for a U-turn would not be very safe into the opposing Meowscarada. Especially because they could just be going for a U-turn themselves into my own. But this is fine, because I was intending to just U-turn and Earthquake, so I'm fine with this. Okay, they are Psychic Seed, so not Focus Sash, but I don't think that would matter. But I will U-turn into my... just thinking, because just in case Indeedee protects, or do I need any extra chip on the Armor Rouge? I don't think I do. They would have to terrestrialize to survive the Earthquake, right? Right? No, I'll U-turn the Armor Rouge, get extra chip. Because if they turn into a Grass type, then the U-turn does extra damage. But they're going to follow me anyway, so that thought process was completely pointless because they were just going for that. But if this KOs, that'd be lovely. But obviously not. Did not expect it to. Protean would have done. But I think the Overgrow is slightly better. But that's just me. Then we go into our Tatsugiri. And we get the boosts. And then does Earthquake KO the not the Dondozo. I hope it doesn't KO my own Dondozo. Does it KO the Armor Rouge? Obviously, we have to sit through all this. If it doesn't KO, then it's actually not that great for me. Oh, okay. Didn't KO. Oh, that's terrible for me. They're running the best item. Oh no, they are weakness policy. Oh no. Oh, I'm not in a good spot in the slightest. Oh, that's their counter, it seems. Oh, that's not good. Protean would have saved me there. Because Protean would have turned the Earthquake. No. No, it wouldn't have been single target still, would it? Because I'm still hitting my own Tatsugiri, even though I'm not. So, yeah, that's not great. Because now Torkoal comes in. Eruption and +2 single target expand. Again, it's not single target, is it? Is this single target? I don't know this mechanic. I'm still just assuming things. Yeah, I don't know. Is it single target? If it is, then I'm definitely KO'd. If it's not, I should maybe still be okay. Oh, they did have Clear Smog. There's the surprise. There it is. I did know that both these Pokemon got Clear Smog, and I was wondering. They kind of had to be. I undersped. Because they Clear Smogged, I now undersped. No, that was not the play. You need to do Eruption and maybe single target expanding force. That was a huge blunder on their part. Massive blunder. So, now... Is it just a Wave Crash? No, Wave Crash. Terrestrialize. Yeah, it's a Terrestrialize order up, right? So I can get extra damage into the Dragonite. Unless, well, but there wouldn't be extra damage if they just Terrestrialize into normal type. That was quite hilarious. That's a huge backfire on their part. I still have Meowscarada. How many turns of Trick Room is it? It's still 3, isn't it? Yeah, because, one turn of Trick Room happened. Yeah, I want extra damage into the Dragonite. So that's a huge backfire on their part. That's just hilarious. They didn't think that one through. But I guess a lot of Dondozos are run pretty fast. So, but mine's guaranteed to underspeed an Armor Rouge. But that was funny. Oh, that's a good start. Because they didn't Terrestrialize either. That's a great start. Is it a Dragon Claw, though? Ooh, not quite. Dragon Claw? If it's Dragon Claw, then it would have been... Yeah, it would have been better not to Terrestrialize then. Because that just KO'd. What? Well, that's got to be choice banded then. That means I can Sucker Punch you. Right? Like, that's got to be choice banded to be able to KO. Therefore, I can now Sucker Punch. Because they are off the ground. Oh. But then do they make the baller play of going for Terrestrialization to avoid my Sucker Punch? That would be pretty baller. Because it's 2 turns left. Because that would be the way out. If they don't, I win because I KO the Dragonite. I'm risking a lot by doing that. It's still 2 turns, isn't it? Yeah. I would need the Dragonite to be fast. I will attempt to Draco Meteor this. Yeah, do they realize their win condition? They do not, okay. Yeah, if they would have Terrestrialized to ground themselves, that would have been a very good play. Because then, Dragon Claw goes into... Oh, did they miss Meowscarada? They didn't. So yeah, this would have KO'd Meowscarada. I couldn't have Sucker Punched the Dragonite. They now Dragon Claw my Tatsugiri. It's a 1v2 with Baxcalibur. And I've already Terrestrialized. I don't think I can beat the Torkoal. So, I mean, Miss Draco, fine. Be that way. But yeah, that was their win condition. And they did not realize it. Unless they were not... No, surely they're not flying as their Terrestrialization type. So... But yeah, that was the win con. They missed it. So, yeah, not the right Terrestrialization Pokemon. I did need to do Dragonite. I 4 times resisted Tatsugiri, so I should easily still survive. And Baxcalibur will get a thermal exchange from this, so... yeah, nice and comfortable. So, yeah, that was potentially very bad. Like, I made a risk expecting my opponents not to realize the Terrestrialization thing. So, like, that's maybe not the best thing to bank on. Like, this will KO now. But, yeah, like, that was a potential missed opportunity for them that would have just immediately won them the game, like, for sure. Because I couldn't break through the Torkoal quickly enough that 2 Heat Waves would have KO'd my Baxcalibur. So, yeah, that was fortunate they did not realize their win condition. But that's a cool training card. I still need to do mine.